Roy Jones Jr. Joe Calzaghe.
Everyone knows the rules of the dressing room. Obey my commands at all times and protect yourself at all times. Touch him up, bell rings, come out fighting.
Rarely have two fighters in confidence before the opening bell. How to find ways to deal with the greater freedom.
I think Jones has a little bit more crack in his shot than Calzaghe.
38 knockouts in 52 wins for Jones. However,
Jones has always had devastating power. The reason he hasn't scored,
but he also gives up
because he thinks safety first oftentimes.
Calzaghe knows that Jones is quicker in the center of the ring, and down goes Calzaghe. Just as he was down in the first round against Hopkins, he's down in the first round against Jones. And Jones makes his point that he can hurt Calzaghe in flurries and much more badly hurt than against Hopkins. Calzaghe's going to take the chance that he can keep fighting with Jones, with which to begin the fight.
But this is not something that Jones likes to do, so he may end up, if he doesn't stop Calzaghe, getting in trouble himself. Jones just shot in anticipation of where his head was going to be. Perfect punch.
Although it looked like he hit him with his wrist, his forearm.
But it just, he didn't see it, you know what I mean? He didn't see the punch.
So there's blood on the bridge of Calzaghe's nose. And just as was the case.
I don't know if he's ever fought anybody like this. Calzaghe is not just, he's a big man.
His legs under him now, and a greater ability to withstand what Jones throws. Jones lands another right hand. You don't expect Calzaghe to slow down.
No.
Kessler waited for it to happen, and Calzaghe just kept building the tempo.
When you said Calzaghe's showboating, he has to dig himself out of a hole on the cards, yes, but also psychologically.
Watch the shoulder.
I don't think either fighter has ever fought anyone with the speed that the opponent has tonight.
Has shown the capacity to come back.
To understand how spectacular Roy was at his best.
I'm quite sure Joe them have studied him very well and learned that that's the main punch they have to look at is for the little sneak right hand lead. But I never saw him knocked out until they got knocked out by Tava. Joe can do this all night.
That's right.
And I think he's probably been down about 4 times in fights, which shows that he does have the ability to come back. And at this stage right now still,
over the last half round or so, Calzaghe is landing much cleaner to the body. And yet he's outspeeding Joe Calzaghe, who I thought was the fastest light heavyweight around, at least this
Lands a couple of little body shots inside.
it's bothering Roy. Roy's never experienced this. And I think that
over the long stretch of the fight, if Calzaghe can make it go round. And here's what will hurt Jones most if it keeps up. He takes another hard right-hand shot by Jones. This round may be on the table with 50 seconds to go. Calzaghe begins to fall in behind in the first and maybe the second rounds.
Has to be winning this fight. I mean, I thought Roy deserved an extra point for round 1.
Blood trickling down Calzaghe's nose. Jones backing into the ropes and giving Calzaghe a chance.
It doesn't look like it's having a tremendous effect on Joe.
It's abundantly clear it's a different fight in the center of the ring than when they go to the ropes.
He's throwing punches, but he cannot hit Calzaghe.
There's a hard right hand by Jones.
Gotten away with that. He's having problems getting that punch in with Calzaghe.
I mean, Calzaghe is standing in front of Roy Jones with his hands down.
And Joe Calzaghe is coming straight through with that 1-2.
And
good
so
counter left by Jones. Equation coming into the fight. A fighter who is comfortable throwing 75 punches around.
Why would Roy allow someone to stand in front of him with his hands down when he can punch is beyond me.
By what happened in round 1, and that he can swamp dominated round 3. Many of the punches blocked, but
We got to land some big shots behind that shit.
Here we can see both guys doing pretty much what I expected.
Joe Calzaghe put on a performance. I mean, the guy is so good. Just
he now
incredible.
tasted Jones's power to such an extent that he won't be shocked Pattern of the fight established as Calzaghe stalks and Jones looks to counter.
To me, a toss-up fight. It could go either way.
Down in the first round against Chris Hubert. Calzaghe comes back working the body. Calzaghe blocks a couple Jones shots and slips.
Very, very difficult to just take punches from a tall guy like that.
Calzaghe showboating in the center of the ring.
Well, that's his way of trying to make Calzaghe get tired.
Calzaghe lands a big left hand.
Yep.
Now the round belongs to the Welshman.
Yep.
Good point in the last round because Calzaghe is suddenly treating him with more respect. It just appears to me that Calzaghe's body attack is beginning to take its toll. Calzaghe taking Jones's punches much better now. You work the equation in your favor if you're Jones.
Well, Roy's not been that successful.
There were opportunities for Roy to win, and he didn't take advantage of them. He is not showing ill effects of the punch, and that he is, in fact, the guy in charge.
Calzaghe is trying to portray.
He wants to do at this stage right now. I can't believe how he's dropping his hands to get away with that with Roy Jones. He's come back. But I just think that his speed and his ring generalship is right. Roy's main punch in this fight has been the right hand, particularly the right hand lead, which he does so effectively. He's always
To turn the tactical equation in his favor. Takes a big uppercut there.
Tough round.
And Calzaghe tries to nail it down with a flurry at the finish. Jones with one more big counter shot. What a round. Both fighters made.
Here you see Joe Calzaghe throwing a lot of punches and missing a lot, but eventually he starts coming through with that straight left hand.
Calzaghe 20 out of 58. Jones 18 out of 33. Calzaghe with a 12-0 edge in jabs. Jones had his moments in that round to the audience and to the judges that he has weathered the storm, that he understands what's up with Jones. Body shots by Calzaghe.
You ever thought you'd see that with an opponent against Roy Jones?
And throwing 3 and 4 punch combinations, which Jones tries to fend off one shot at a time.
And also Calzaghe's rhythm, his in and out rhythm.
Remember, Calzaghe, in which he hopes to dominate the second half of the fight.
Jones is being physically beaten as well as outpunched.
As he pushes him into the corner. Jones is landing good, solid counter shots.
He may be a little sloppy sometimes in his defense, but Roy, as we said earlier, hasn't knocked out anybody in a long time.
Bothered by what happened in round 1.
And maybe show Roy that he doesn't respect his power.
He's beaten Roy in every way at this point here.
Good hard right hand by Jones.
With his hand.
His right hand. And Joe fights back the way he's most accustomed. Hopkins picked Jones to win the fight.
Uppercut right through the defense of Calzaghe when Joe least expected it.
57, 56, 4 rounds to 2, Joe Calzaghe.
To me, outside of the first round, he's won, even though you may not have given it to him. I thought he's won.
Calzaghe a little bit slower, more tactical, more selective here at the beginning of round 7. Obviously still sees.
Roy's punches are much more flashier and much more powerful. But, you know, unless he
throws
really...
one punch at a time. Shots, and Calzaghe now is walking through them.
Yeah, it's not that easy to time. You know, he's not just a guy that's walking in flat-footed before you can tap.
Good body shot by Calzaghe.
Punches with sharp, clean punches. And
solid left hand by Calzaghe. Follows it up with a couple of body shots. Another flurry by Calzaghe. Roy may be momentarily hurt.
He's hurt. Straight left.
Blood above the left eye of Roy Jones. Came into the ring tonight and knocked Calzaghe down in the first round. He's swamping Jones with activity, hurting Calzaghe, and Calzaghe still giving him chances to do it.
The best fighter to fight in the weight class in which Calzaghe accomplished the most, super middleweight.
Even if they're between rounds, they're trying to go ahead and find someone else, another trainer, and get some coagulants or something.
Rocky Marciano's nose is hanging off his face. 7th round of the Ezra Charles fight. The ref said you have one more round. I don't know. Maybe Calzaghe would have beaten Roy at his best. After all, we just saw him beat him. How long he can go with that cut.
Calzaghe has taken a little bit of a vacation. He's never been cut. And obviously, nothing ever like this.
That people remember. Of course, Roy is almost 40 years old, facing a younger, fresher man.
He's running away with the fight. You got to wonder how much longer they're going to let this go, because Roy's taking a beating.
Madison going forward. Calzaghe didn't do anything, but he cannot back to the ropes and let Joe get his momentum going.
Full time. Impossible to tell what he's saying, but he's talking to Calzaghe the whole time.
And then it was plugging it up with Evertine when we're done, so we didn't. 40 seconds.
But now begins to apply the pressure again. Simply a case of a fighter who's almost 40 years old, getting hit with punches he hasn't caught. I've ever seen him experience. They did not manage to do anything close to stopping the bleeding between rounds. Quality started to set in. Willpower and desire.
When I saw that Calzaghe was handing, he landed it straight in the eye, and I think that's what caused all of the damage to the eye.
How you feel? I'm good, eh?
Calzaghe begins the 10th round with a couple of body shots. And he, in fact, walks away. These pictures will be a part of ring history for years to come. I think he's also, frankly, slowed Jones down to the point where basically
Roy can punch with both hands.
But it's Joe who's doing the punching.
Well, there's enough blood for this to be the St. Valentine's Day massacre, and he realizes, I think, that this is his last chance on this stage. And there is redemption.
Jones shaking his head. He told Aldrin Merkerson between round he would try to land some hooks. And now the combinations and the hand speed, and Jones.
The Tarver fights in this third fight, there was a kind of a concession on Roy's part. Tarver was not applying this kind of pressure. Tarver at the time was not considered this kind of fighter.
Reference to LaMotta versus Sugar Ray Robinson. And the line was, you never knocked me out, Ray.
Maybe not beating Roy in the round, but he's been a competitive fight for Roy than anyone.
5 previous appearances in Madison Square Garden, he won them all. One big shot. Calzaghe wrestling him in.
This guy, I think, would have been a problem always for him.
Bring it up, bring it up. A problem for anyone. Bottom line is they have not been effective in stopping the bleeding.
It was not this cut and this hurt in that fight, but the kind of fighting heart we like to see in our great champions.
After having beaten Hopkins with Jones sitting at ringside, not a bad way to close it out.
And beat two.
Now you're talking. Now you're talking. Get it in there. Let me hold some pressure, Doc. Don't.
Left hook the boy. Bro, you pissed it.
Referee Hubert Earle has a shirt soaked with blood. Calzaghe and Jones still have respect.
We ticked off the clock, so to say, this last round, because, I mean, he's got everything to lose and nothing to gain. In fact,
should pay a little bit more respect than to take advantage of this. Jones takes one last home run swing, and Calzaghe drives him back with a couple of lows. Maybe Calzaghe shouldn't showboat quite so much.
No, Roy's going to have to do the upending if he hopes to win.
Good body
from the
shot.
fans still.
Yeah, but what would enhance it even more, I think, is if in this last 45 seconds,
With that kind of blood on his face.
He's got a lot of respect from a lot of fans tonight based on his performance.
So you don't expect Calzaghe to get upended by anything utterly unpredictable. Crowd wants Jones to try to do something. They should beat Jones down the stretch. Just fight, Joe. You've made your point. The last time in the ring for both men. Just could be farewell.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the scorecards. To the winner by unanimous decision, the fighting pride of Newbridge, Wales, still light heavyweight champion of the world, Joe Calzaghe.